Welcome to minute 31. We're in the 30s now. As soon as I press record, the sun stopped shining, so it's not as bright as it was when I was prepped. I was just watching the 5-minute video that I'm reacting to. Sun was shining. Now it's gone, so it's a little bit darker than I would like, but it's okay. Yeah, so I just watched the 5-minute video. And that was kind of updating on my process of trying to figure out how to handle wanting to do so many different projects. And I guess between the 4-minute and 5-minute mark, unfortunately, I didn't say what I was working on and what I did. I wish I had. But I mentioned that there was something I wanted to do and I just kind of did it. And I seem to have found peace with that, of when you're overwhelmed with all the things you want to do, just pick something, do it, and it's going to open up a pathway that's going to feel really good. And I kind of talked about how being present with one thing you're doing makes handling other things possible as well. Because I'm still working my way back up to doing all the things that I do, but being able to focus on one thing in the moment makes handling everything else easier when you turn your focus to something else and that thing's already done. So yeah, just a little reflection on that is what I had. And then I did some repotting of my plants in that video, or I talked about how I'd just done it, which to me I thought that was closer. I guess it was 6 months ago, but it seemed like I did that sooner rather than when that video was. But I showed one of my little baby spider plants I repotted, and I saw it and I was like, oh my god, it's grown so much since then. In the 6 months, it's tall now and growing all of its little leaves or whatever it's called. That was really cute to see, because my place is just full of plants now because I've propagated so many plants. I've got so many little guys. It's great. I'm actually really lucky that when I moved, I was able, because I was really nervous about moving all my plants, because that was I had 2 big containers of plants and then 2 smaller containers, maybe 3. I think it was 2 smaller containers and 2 big containers of all my plants. It was a lot, and luckily they all survived and it was all good, which is really nice. And so I'm trying to find the right spots for them in this space to make sure that they live. Yeah, but the other thing I talked about in that video was how I was just treating myself that week. I was trying to get into the autumnal spirit, which I remember moments of me describing that. I'm oh, I remember doing that, but I feel my memory of it is very different from what I was describing, which is really interesting to think about. The feeling is still there, but it's I remember the feeling of it, but I don't remember all the specifics. And I was describing I took a bath and I had a bubble bar from Lush, and I prepped melted candle wax in my room, so when I walked in it would smell like pumpkins. So I'm starting to remember it better now. But yeah, I mentioned in that video how I think baths are a waste of time, so I'm not really a bath person. And since living in the previous place, I had started I think since that video, because that was the first time I decided actively to take a bath, and from there I'd done a few more after that. And I kind of started to appreciate what a bath can do, of taking the time to relax and chill, and you can listen to music, you can watch YouTube playing, or read, you could do whatever, and having fun. I think I remember, because I had a bubble bath, so just playing with the bubbles and finding the joy in play that was really, really nice. And it was nice dim lighting, I had skincare going. It was a good time. And unfortunately I don't have a bathtub in this new place, so I'm sad I don't get to keep up that enjoyment of a newly found thing of oh, this is actually kind of nice. But it's okay, one day if I ever have a bathtub again, I will appreciate it a bit more, I think. But yeah, that was nice to kind of reminisce on, and I kind of spoke about just taking the time to overindulge and allow yourself that time to be just enamored with what's around you. And I feel as I've been trying to work my way back into like feeling normal and settled, I'm in a week where like I'm trying to incorporate that overindulgence. And part of that is because, sorry, my nose is so itchy. Oh my goodness. Part of that is because I'm turning 30 this weekend, so I've like kind of started celebrating my birthday. I like to spend like 2 weeks just being like, it's the beginning of my birthday week, and then the week after I'm like, I've just turned this new number, so we're celebrating for 2 weeks. That feels right to me. So like just trying to like find the things to be excited about this week, and there's a lot. There really is. I had my first birthday stream on Twitch yesterday, and I had a little birthday like cake tart, which was cute. I've got a box of 4 of them, and I'm doing 4 streams within the next 2 weeks, so I'm gonna have one for each stream, which I'm really excited about. So that was really fun. And then tonight I'm going to see ABBA Voyage, which I'm really excited to do, because I love ABBA, and it's one of the few things I have yet to do that's like ABBA themed. So I'm really excited to experience that. That's gonna be really great. And then yeah, I think Stray Kids are releasing a new single on Friday. I think, and so that's like, I'm taking that as a birthday gift. I'm taking that one as a win. And then doing some karaoke with some friends for my birthday, and then I'm going to a Korean restaurant for my actual birthday, which I'm really excited about. So it's been a good time. I'm just trying to be like really just allow myself to be excited about all these little things, because it's fun. And I don't want to like, I think it's like I've been in such a clouded, disconnected state for a bit, and like I can see that and recognize that in myself, and like I just really wanted to spend this week being like trying to be as present as possible, because this is a time that like I'll only get to experience once, of like turning 30. And like obviously like each year, like I go like, oh well, each year is different, every day is a different day, yes, but like I think how I've been equating it is like when I was 19 and turned 20, so much was happening around me that like, and like 20 wasn't like a big number, like 21 was the big number at that age, you know? So 20 was like, oh, I've just turned it, but like I didn't take the time to be like, I'm leaving my teen years and I'm entering this new decade, because I just didn't have the space to process that at that time. Whereas now I have more of that space, and I'm like, I think it hit me a few days ago, being like, 20s are done, like that's it in this lifetime, so let's like take a second and like sit in that and enjoy the last few days I have with that, which is cool and exciting and like emotional too. Because I think for the past few months when I've talked about turning 30, like I'm excited to turn 30, but I think a lot of how I would talk about it was like, I'm excited to put my 20s behind me, like move on, fresh start from 30. I'm like, starting now, we're good. And I think it's like a trying to run away from just like my past. Just trying to like let things go and let things die. But I think I'm trying to like, instead of it being like a running away, I'm trying to just more like integrate and be like, yeah, that was my 20s. We did our best, and it wasn't bad. It really wasn't. I'm really happy with where I'm at now, and I wouldn't be here if all that other stuff didn't happen, you know? If all the 20s didn't happen, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. I wouldn't be who I am now. So like I'm reframing everything and coming at it from that perspective now, which is really nice. It feels a lot nicer than like, oh, I can't wait to just forget everything. It's like, no, I'd like to remember my 20s still. And yeah, so I've just kind of been sitting in it, appreciating it, doing things that like, to like sit and like recognize and like validate my 20s. So like I'm working on a few like, I don't know what I would call them, just like a few like birthday things for myself. Like I'm making like a birthday themed video for myself, and like I'm gonna make like it's a social media post, but like it's for me, of like just a moment of reflection to be like, these are the years of my 20s that have just gone by, which I think is cool and exciting. And I really love, I think, I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. I love I love celebrating everything and anything. It really excites me to do that. I love being able to celebrate other people, and like figuring out how other people want to be celebrated is like a big thing, and it's something I want to continue to incorporate more in my life now that I'm more socially interactive with people again. Um, but I always want to try to like extend that to myself as well. Um, and like I'm a big proponent of that, of like people just kind of like celebrating themselves because you know how you want to be celebrated, and kind of taking the control of that um, is like really nice because it kind of gives you what you're looking for and what you need. And so me making a video for myself, making these posts, is what I want. Doing, like, I think for the past few years I've done a lot of like which I think I've done like always, but like doing things for my birthday that's like for me, and it's like what I want and led by what I want, and inviting people into that space to do that just feels really good. Because I think sometimes the default for birthdays of like, oh yeah, we'll just do this thing, or like, oh, we'll just gather people together or whatever. And like for me, I'm like, every like, I want the choices I make for my birthday to be for myself, and I want to invite other people to be a part of that because it's fun, and I like being around people too. So it's like, yeah, it's a nice combination. So I'm really looking forward to it, and like being able to, this will be the first time since I've moved back to like see more people, like see my friends in one space as like a large group, which I'm really looking forward to. Because I think that's just an element that has been missing in my life, which I've spoken about a lot, of like wanting that community. So yeah, that's been just good. It's been nice to like reflect and sit with it, and like appreciate it in a way. Like I feel like I am sitting in this week not like hiding or avoiding feelings, which is good. It's really nice. It's a good change of pace. Yeah, I did have a nice realization yesterday because I think I just had like a really good therapy session, and talking about like how I've been here for just over 2 weeks. Like it's only been like 15, like, or like maybe like 18 days now. Like I've only been here for a little bit. But I feel like I've been putting so much pressure on myself to like unpack and decorate and stuff, and it's been like really exhausting. And like I'm trying to like have the patience to be like, it's okay, like you don't have to get it all done and set up right away. But I realized, because I was like being like, oh, it's only been 2 weeks, it's not like, it's okay. But I was like, it doesn't feel, it feels longer, because before I moved I was packing before then too, weeks ahead of time. So like I've had things in boxes and packed away for like 4 to 6 weeks. And so like now that I've had that realization, like, oh, it makes sense then why I'm like, why am I not more along? But it's like because everything has been packed up for a while. So I'm like, oh, that's nice, I can like breathe again. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can see where the frustration is, because I was like, it's only been 2 weeks but things aren't unpacked, and I'm like, why am I upset about the things not being unpacked if it's only been 2 weeks? And like, no, it's because it's been longer. So I'm like, oh, that makes sense, the upsetness makes sense, and it's okay. So that was nice to like work out for myself. But yeah, it's been good. Just, I think I had just such a nice therapy session yesterday, and like being able to like reflect on my upcoming birthday, and like talk about what I want to work on next, and just like my goals for living here. And like, because it does feel like it is like it's a new start again, that can like feel so tiring, because I feel like I'm always talking about new starts and new transitions and upheavals and all that stuff. And so it's like it's like hard to be like, oh, it's another one, but like it's I'm in a good spot, and good things are coming. We're getting there. It's all good. Again, haven't been here for 3 weeks yet. Yeah, so it's like trying to balance the patience with like all the excitement, and trying to push myself to do the things I want to do, because some of the things I want to do are like out of my comfort zone, I guess, or like I have to make an active choice to pursue it, versus like the routine I've been living in for the past few months. Now it's like, okay, these are these things that I've been like cooking up that I want to do, that I wanted to do once I moved. So it's time to start enacting that, which will be a little uncomfortable, but it'll be good. I'm excited. Yeah, it's just a lot of, I'm like starting to connect back with myself, which is good. Yeah, that's like the big stuff. I've like slowly started to get back into my creative projects, which has been nice. So working on Dragon Age Deep Dive, I finished my song that I needed to write for it. Now I just need to film a few things and then compile it, which I was hoping to film this week, but I don't know if I'm gonna get to it this week. We'll see what tomorrow brings. But we're getting there, and I've been able to like organize my crafting cart now, so I have access to all my crochet stuff, so I can start doing things with my hands. And I started drawing a little bit again, and like it actually went well, which was nice. I just kind of like was attempting something for one of our podcast episodes, and by the end I was like, oh, it's actually like looking pretty good, even though I haven't drawn in a month. So that was really nice. I'm positive. Yeah, and then I think, yeah, it's just kind of, I want to challenge myself to, I think I've talked a lot about wanting to find community and go out into the real world and see what's out there. And I've been, again, I've only been here for almost 3 weeks, so it makes sense that I haven't done this yet. But I think I've been in the mindset of like, I need to make sure everything here is settled, and I've like got a routine with my projects and stuff before I go out and check things out and go to events and stuff. And I think now I'm like, I don't need to wait. I can kind of do both, because I think going out and meeting people, which is like the thing I'm like waiting to do, and like I'm wanting so badly, so why don't we go and do that? That'll open up other avenues for things as well, and then we just figure it out from there. So that's the mindset I'm trying to have, and I'm hoping within the next few weeks I'll be out doing something and I can report back on what that was. So that'd be fun. We're just kind of gonna throw things out into the universe again and see what picks up and lands. But the first thing is just reconnecting and seeing all my friends this weekend. I think that'll be really nice, and that'll be a good start. I'm really excited. Yeah, that's all. I'm trying to think of what else I've done. I mean, I've started rereading Ouran High School Host Club manga, and I finished the first book. I've read the first 3, so I'm on the second one now. And then we'll get to like the newer stuff, which will be fun. I haven't watched much TV, which has been good. I think it's good. The TV I do watch is watching Stray Kids and like the stuff on their channel, and kind of like catching up. So I'm like, once I've like caught up on all those videos, I feel like I'm gonna be free. But there's so many videos. It's gonna take me a few months to get through it, but I'm not. It's like I'm at a good pace, so that's okay. And then I've just been having fun streaming on Twitch. That's been a really, really great. Yeah, and then just like slowly getting a few other like life admin things sorted. And yeah, we're on top of it. And I was able to like start decorating in my place, which feels so good. I think I was so my eyelash in my eye. Owie. Never been stabbed like that before. I think I was like feeling worried about decorating and being like, oh my god, I'm gonna put things in the wrong place. But then once I started doing it, I was like, no, I know how to decorate. I know how to curate a vibe. I'm actually okay. So that's been feeling really good, because like as soon as I tried it, I was like, oh, that's exactly it. And I like forgot that I'm like, I think sometimes I like forget to rely on like the vibe, because like you have to put in, this is just thinking off the top of my head, but it's like I have to put in the effort to be like, I want to do this, but then you have to figure out how to do it so that it feels right. And I think that sometimes that disconnect is hard for me to be like, well, I have to do it, but there's effort into making sure the vibe is right. But then like once you've locked in and found it, it's so much easier to go along and do it. And luckily I've done that, which is good. It's nice. Yeah. And then all I've been doing is listening to Stray Kids music. I've started listening a little bit to ATEEZ. I've started listening, that's like, yeah, who else? I was like trying to give other bands a chance. But I haven't fully, I think like ATEEZ I tried to listen to yesterday and I was like, no. But then today I'm listening to it and I'm like, okay, it's actually cool. But it feels weird to like stray from Stray. I feel like that's gonna be hard and difficult. Because I think my Stray Kids thing is like, I was reminded that hyperfixation is a thing. And that's what I've been doing, is hyperfixating on Stray Kids. And I haven't hyperfixated on like people in a really, really long time. Probably not since like One Direction 10 years ago. And I forget how consuming that is. And I use that to like disconnect it from my reality. And so I've been like fighting against that, but realizing that it's a hyperfixation, I was like, okay, so it's like, I just have to ride the waves, really. Embrace it all until the wind blows another direction. Which is fine. And so, yeah, so it feels weird to like try to extend to other things, but I think it's like trying to explore like, I really enjoy Stray Kids. Do I like K-pop music in general, or is it just something about Stray Kids? I think I do like K-pop music. I think it's like specific, it depends on what the vibe is, because there's so many different sounds in that as well. So yeah, just figuring that out. But like, there's no rush. This is gonna be years in the making of me and K-pop. That's a love that has been brewing since birth that I was not ready for until now. Still not even ready for it. But that's so funny. Oh boy. But it's exciting. I'm trying to think what else. Like, I don't have, because I haven't really worked too much on any other creative projects yet, so I don't have many other updates outside of decorating. And I'm like slowly trying to like, a lot of my social media is like learning Korean, so I'm like slowly trying to like get that just in my like subconscious. We're getting there. Like, there are things I can hear and pick up. Like, obviously I don't know anything, but I know I understand when someone counts 1, 2, 3. I understand when someone says yes and no and hello and thank you. And so that's like 7 things. Yeah, and like kind of like slowly learning that, and like hearing it in songs and be able to pick up on certain things has been nice. And I think like eventually I will put like an active effort in like actually learning it and learning the alphabet and all of that. But right now it's nice to just be like, to have it kind of like lingering in the background, being like, okay, I'm like slowly picking it up. Like, I think I know the number 4 now. Which is exciting. Yeah, so it's good. And the trash was taken today, and I've had a lot of like trash bags filled with like all the styrofoam and stuff from the boxes I've had to open up for all my furniture. And so I've been able to get rid of that and clear that from my space, which has been so good, because that was really what was driving me nuts. So now I feel like I have like an open space where I can move around in a bit more easily, and I'm really grateful for that. That's like making things look a lot nicer. Now I just need to like take care of all the empty boxes I have of like containers and my suitcases and stuff, which I need to buy like garden chests to put outside, and that's where I'm gonna store them, because I have no storage in here. And once that's cleared, I've got a whole other section that I can hang out in and kind of curate the vibe of too, which I'm looking forward to doing. But it'll take some time, because it takes money, and I don't have money anymore. And that's okay. We'll make it work and figure it out. But yeah, my heart's been leaning towards music and like starting to make more songs. I really appreciate the music I've been working on for Dragon Age Deep Dive, and like having that dedication of having a song a month to make. That's been really nice. And I just keep coming up with like other ideas kind of like simmering underneath of like other music I want to do, and like how I want to present as a musician and what I want to put forward. And so I'd really like to start working on that kind of soon, because it's like it's that child artist that I don't want to ignore. There's like things cooking. I'm like, oh, let's keep fueling that as opposed to ignoring it and then hoping that whim comes by another time. That's a loud motorbikes. So yeah, that's kind of like, there's a sense of urgency of like me wanting to get other things done so that I can like turn my attention to music. But I think from what I said in the beginning, you just kind of have to start doing it. So I have to kind of start prioritizing making the music and setting aside time to like work on the lyrics that have come to mind and work on the sound and where I want it to come from and all that stuff. So maybe we'll have worked on that by next week, or at least started. That'd be nice. Yeah, just kind of figuring out where the time has gone right now. But a lot of it right now is my time on my phone, and because of Stray Kids, all I want to do is consume Stray Kids content, and I get that the most on TikTok and Instagram right now. And so that's kind of, at first I was like really concerned about all of my time on my phone, and I was like, this is getting like really unhealthy. I'm addicted to my phone all of a sudden, and it's a big struggle. And then I realized, I was like, oh, but it's just Stray Kids. It's not the scrolling bit that I'm stuck on. It's literally just the Stray Kids content that I'm looking for. So just kind of waiting for that to pass and trying to find that balance and like prioritizing my creative projects over that. Because I find what they do very inspiring artistically. I'm just really, like, I am watching it from this interest of, as an artist, being like, how are you doing this? Like, how does it work? What's, like, just, like, the dynamic? I'm just eating it all up because I'm, like, I feel like I'm just studying them because I'm just so fascinated, and it's really cool. And so I think it'd be nice to put more time into my projects than, like, watching all of theirs. And so I try to find that balance of like being inspired by them, but also putting that inspiration into action. But we'll get there. We will get there. I believe it. Again, I'm just a baby, I'm just getting started, and that's okay. Yeah, this has been long. We still have like 2.5 minutes left. I have been enjoying my pole class. I've done a second class at the studio. I'm signed up for my third one, which is nice. That's been really exciting. I'm really grateful for that, because I just feel like that's opened up an avenue of like just fun physical exploration, and like I think I said this in the last video of like I'm just really enjoying moving my body a bit more, and like doing more of that would be nice. And if I can find ways to do that for free as well, that'd be really nice. Yeah, but it's good. It's a good time. And getting back into yoga and doing, going to the gym. Like, I had my period this past week, which like also makes sense for like my mood and like the feeling of like trying to like push through things, and like it all makes sense. And so now that my period's done, I'm like, great. I'm like, I feel motivated to do things, and I have the ability to be like, okay, let's like get freaking moving, So it feels good, and I'm excited to do more gym stuff this weekend. It'll be good. And I've been like doing really well with food too, which I feel like I talk about probably a lot now. But it's just exciting because I think I've never been in a place where I like cooked food and enjoyed it. Both like enjoyed the cooking and enjoyed eating it. And now I'm enjoying the process of making it. And I'm enjoying the process of eating it. Like, I'm making things that excite me. And that was really nice to discover, and like to now have that as more of a routine, and like me instinctively being like, I'm hungry, let's go eat something, as opposed to like jumping through the hoops of like, well, what am I going to eat, what's going to happen, kind of thing. And like all that mental effort that goes into convincing myself to get something or make something. Now it's like, no, we have things, so we just got to go and see what's there. Yeah, I've really helped myself out somehow, and I'm really grateful for that. Cause it's so hard. It's so hard when you don't know what to cook, what to eat, and if you struggle with that, it's just not, whether you have the awareness of like knowing you need to do that, not even quotations, you need to eat. So like just being able to find the thing that helps you is so important. So yeah, we're in a good space. Next time I speak to you, I'll be 30, so I'll see you at that time.